Hello and welcome back to Blue Rising, your home of all things Birmingham City. My name's Will Brazier and we've got an absolutely jam-packed show for you today, talking promotion pushes. We're down at the academy and we're talking St Patrick's Day. But joining me is a man. What are you doing there, son?
New seat. Did you just sum me off?
Yeah, I did, mate. That's what you do in this position. Tommy Mooney, how are you?
Very good, thanks.
Joining us, though, is another special guest, a man that gets up and down. He's my favourite player at Birmingham City, a man that can do this.
In the middle for the Scotsman, it's towards the back post. Ethan Laird peels away, and Ethan Laird heads in at the back post. And Blues make the breakthrough in Blackpool. Into the penalty area. Ethan Laird into the bottom corner. Turns the ball to Ethan Laird, angles tight, but Ethan Laird doesn't care. Headed back in, and it's into the net. Hammered in for Ethan Laird.
Please welcome Ethan Laird.
Hi guys.
Ethan, you look chilled. You look happy.
Yep.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Yeah, just finished training, so yeah, I'm very chilled now. I wasn't out there, but I am now.
You've got your relaxing sliders on. Do you feel zen? Do you feel calm?
Well, I'm trying. I'm trying. Yeah, I feel all right.
Well, you shouldn't be, because we've got some very hard
no.
questions for you. We wanted to do a bit of This Is Your Life. We want to chat about all your career because it's been amazing. But we want to go back up north to Manchester, where it all started.
Cool.
Being in that academy, talk us through what it was like for you.
I went to a tournament for Stockport Junior Blues, and then Man United were there. So I used to play centre back, and obviously my job was more just dribbling with the ball. So get the ball from centre back and just go ham, see what happens. And then the scout see me there, Sean, I remember his name, but my dad wasn't having it. So my dad was like, well, you can imagine if you're not really used to that type of environment, when someone's coming up to you saying, hi, I want your kid to come here, it's a bit like, no, like, which is a reasonable reaction, to be honest. Yeah. So at first it was like, my dad was a bit like, I'm sorry, what? And obviously Sean was like, listen, here's my card, trust me, just call this, I can explain it all, gotta go, etc, etc. And obviously I'm there just, please dad, please, like, but my dad, as you would expect, is a bit like, well, I don't know him, I don't know if it's legit, I don't know all of this. So ended up having the phone call. I came in, I was a very nice kid, but the kids in the academies, they're not nice. Like, it's a good thing though, we get taught, so I'll let you in on this. So
oh no, I'm big time. Yeah, we all play professional football.
So Man United's philosophy from young is you're not allowed to pass the ball until you get to around under.
What do you do then?
You dribble, you lose the ball, you win it back. You lose the ball, you win it back. Right. The reason why is because they want to see your mentality, they want to see your skills, and they'll see if you have it. Because they don't look for teams, they look for individual players, which is right. And I remember one of my first sessions, I just kept passing the ball because I just thought that's how you play football, etc. I'm going to pass it, I see something. My scout calls me to the side and he says, don't pass the ball again. And I'm like, what? Because that's football to me. But then I started to clock on. No one else is passing the ball. Everyone's just dribbling, losing the ball, snapping them, getting it back, like with no refs. It's just.
What age group's this?
This is under 9s.
Right.
And we did it till under 11s, basically. Obviously, if you had to pass the ball, you passed the ball naturally, but that wasn't taught. They wanted you to just basically just get the ball, dribble past everyone, shoot. If you lose the ball, you win it back, because they wanted to see your mindset.
Was there other players around you that you'd come through with? And
yes, my age group was very good.
You were to Heath Chong as well?
Yeah, Chongi. Yeah, so he was the year above, but obviously because I used to play up as well. That team was, so that team, there's names that I want you to remember because you probably hear them in a few years as well. But there's Largi Ramazani, he was at Leeds. He's now at Villarreal. There's Angel Gomez, Teef Chong, Deshaun Bernard, he's at Sheffield Wednesday, just injured at the moment. Ted Amengi, he was here. Antti Elanga, Mason Greenwood, Dylan Levitt, Ethan Galbraith at Swansea. Did I say James Garner? James Garner at Everton.
Wow.
And like there would be times where we train and you'd be like, right, you lot with the first team now. And you're like,
really? And who's in that first team squad at that time? Who are you going up against?
So there was Zlatan.
Wow.
That's a pretty big name to drop, that is.
Yeah,
first one, isn't it?
yeah. Zlatan, Pogba, Alexis Sanchez, Luke Shaw, player by the way.
Yeah.
Cavani.
Interesting you see Luke Shaw player after the 3 names you just dropped.
Yeah, he...
Player.
Serious footballer.
Yeah.
Serious footballer. He had a wand as a left foot. Like, he would do things you just think... Pogba as well. Pogba, some of the stuff he used to do, you just think, there's no point even being here. Like, I remember one time, obviously, as a young lad, you tried to leave a bit on players, etc., to let them know you're there. And I tried to leave a bit on him. He just put his hand in my face like that. And then I felt like a kid. Because obviously, he's trying to protect the ball as he does. But obviously, I'm like, not as tall as him. So he's gone like that. It's like one of the memes where you're just running and he's just stopping you there. Honestly, that man could play football. Yeah, ridiculous. I had an instance, where I was trying to prove myself because Mourinho was there at the time, and I was thinking, I was training well with them in it, so I was like, I actually feel like I can play for Man United right now. I think I was at 17.
And who's right back at the time in the first team?
Valencia.
Right.
So like I just thought, listen, give me a cup game or something. Like. I was like, give me something because I was training well.
And you want the appearance money.
And I wanted it. This is it. Got to look after the family. And we're doing a training game. Obviously, I understand now that they don't try as hard in certain training games because it's obviously they've just had a game. So the players that are left are usually the players that don't really want to train. But obviously we come up buzzing, and we used to smash them in possessions, etc. Because obviously again we're just good players. As soon as they went to the game now, obviously we get smashed. But it's like we'd fight a lot. So I had so they put me centre back, and I had Zlatan.
Wow.
And again, because he's big, I have to do something. And I don't like too much physical contact because I am very realistic. If I know I can't win a fight, I'll find another way. So what I used to do is I used to go tight to him, make him put his arm out. Then because I'm smaller than him, I just go around. So I kept doing that and winning the ball off him. And I'm starting to see his head start to get steam coming off. And I'm looking at him, I'm thinking, I need to be careful now. The balls came to him again. But I'm thinking I can win this. I can win this. But what I've ended up doing, I've won it, but I've hooked round. He's dropped on me and he's lost his mind. And he's gone, hey, you want... oh no, before that, he's... so I'm on the ground now. He's on the ground. He's pushed me onto the ground and he stamped on my knee. Obviously, everyone's in shock. Because obviously, luckily I'm young, so nothing's going to happen. And it was he's full force. And he's like, if you want to play hard, you can play hard. I was like, bro, I was so scared. That's one of the football I was actually really scared because he's a scary man anyways and he'll probably do something to you. So it's like, now. Yeah, and he used to have 7-foot physios that used to come with him everywhere. And there used to be a corridor in Carrington, and there was no escape from the corridor. So when you see them free walking, you're thinking, crap, let me go back into the changing room, because he just had that much presence. Again, he is actually a good person. Again, he's just.
Are we sure?
I promise you. Yeah, he is actually a good person, but it's just he's a hothead.
In fairness, if he dropped his wallet on you, it'd have broke your leg.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. It's a story that again.
Is it that time as well? They're almost he stamped on your knee, and they're like, "How's Zlatan's foot? Is everything all right with him?"
This is it. This is how it is because again, that's Zlatan. I'm just Ethan. I'm nobody. I'm not even Ethan there. I'm just a young kid that's coming up. Everything went silent. Obviously, I just got up and went on, but I just knew, right, okay, this is it. People aren't going to be happy with certain things, but how do you navigate through that? Because again, you want to be a first team player. I ended up going on loan last minute to QPR with Mick Beale, great manager as well. Yeah, so he was very much freedom play. So it just clicked. That whole team. Wow, one of the best times I've ever had in football because every player was just individually great. And then we had Mick Beale, who was just understood players. He said, look, Eve, when you get the ball, do this, do that, do what you want, boom, and there'll be a goal. It's yeah, it will be. And he'll give you the confidence, yeah, it would be a goal. And you do it with, so we had Chris Willock, outstanding footballer. Ilyas Chair, outstanding. Tyler Roberts, outstanding footballer. Tim Urubunam, ridiculous. We had Jimmy Dunn and Rob Dickey.
So when Rob Dickey was scoring
screamers, yes. Leon Balogun, leader. Kenneth Powell, left back. Senny Dieng in net. Luke came. Oh, the team was just everything was just clicking, and it was just so easy because again, the gaffer knew how to get the confidence and arrogance and a bit out of us, where it was just like we stepped on the pitch and it was like we're gonna win this game.
Yeah.
And it was just but then it wasn't the arrogance of we expect to win the game and we're not gonna do anything about it. It was we expect to win this game and we're gonna show you why we're gonna win this game. So there was games where we were just free play, doing whatever, things were just clicking. Again, I got thrown in the deep end, but it wasn't a deep end for me because Gaffer knew of me, so it was like the Gaffer said, right, you're playing. Obviously I didn't know anyone, but that first game everything was just clicking. That's how I knew. It was like, wow, these guys are footballers, they understand. Unfortunately, Mick had to leave. I remember he gave me a message. He went to Rangers, and because what he told me, and it hurt me because
he linked with Wolves a bit before.
Yeah, and he said no.
Yeah.
So I was like,
and he's I'm never leaving.
Yeah.
See you, Mick.
But he ended up going to Rangers. The reason why is because that's where his family called home, and it was. I understand, family does come first. Again, I was a little hurt, you know what I mean, but I understood.
Your family now.
Yeah, I was like, what about us? But there's things that come with it. Obviously, again, Rangers are a massive club as it is as well. But I do genuinely believe with him, it was genuinely the family thing that got him because I genuinely believed he believed in us. But his daughter's telling him, oh, when are we going back home? That's going to play with you a little bit, you know what I mean?
But that cycle of people moving from club to club gives you the opportunity to come to Birmingham City.
Yes.
So how does that go about? You go back to Man United after QPR.
I'll go back to Man United after QPR. The end of QPR, it didn't end well for whatever reason. And we ended up going from top 3 to bottom 3. It was a weird time. Went back, I didn't even go back to Man United. I just had the summer, and the same person I was giving a little bit of was like, you can go. And I was like, yes. But at the same time, I was like, oh, damn. I'm about to leave the club I've played for and been around for ages. All the lads know me there. This is my city. Like, and just thinking, this is actually it. Like, and at the time, I was still thinking, I could still play for Man United. Like, it was a weird feeling because I was like, I could actually still play for Man United. But now he's just said you can go, which means that
it's the safety net taken away, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because you've always had that.
me.
I can go back to Man United. I'm contracted to Man United.
Yeah. So then it was like, right, okay, what do we do now? Unfortunately, some things happened in the background where certain clubs were unsure on me, not because of their talent or anything, just on other things. Certain people, unfortunately.
Who are these mugs we need to sort out?
Listen, well,
Give us a list
no,
afterwards.
because that's the reason why I'm here. So you should probably thank them. Yeah.
I'm going to shake their hand.
Yeah. Things happen, you know how football goes. And now I'm like, the clubs I thought I had, they're not even as sure as they were. So it's like, oh gosh, what's going on? Guards. I'm thinking, okay. My agent's calling me like, Guards wants to ring you. I'm like, Guards? Like, he's like, yeah, Birmingham City. I was like, but oh yeah, Tedden, Chongi, Hannibal. Hold on. Went to Hannibal, Chongi. Blues, bro, like, what's going on? He said, look, a lot's about to happen, bro. And I don't know what's going to happen, but a lot's going to happen. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, obviously Chongi was here at the time, but Hannibal was saying the same thing. He's like, funny enough, I was with Hannibal and Chongi just before we played you guys when I was at QPR. I was actually with them that weekend, so that they were giving me a lot of insight on a lot of things. But then obviously I knew a bit, and then Chongi just said, look, this could be a circus. This could go crazy. This could go really good. It's up to you, bro. And I was like, okay.
They said that about Blue Rising when we started. We smashed it as
We're
well.
still undecided. Might be a circus.
And I've spoke to Guards, and Guards told me something that I just couldn't believe. He just, like, I actually didn't believe it. I was like, he said, look, this club, these owners are coming in. This is happening. This is going to happen in 2030. I'm like, I'm trying to think. I've never heard that, you know, when you speak to managers, etc., or whatever, when they try to persuade you, I've just never heard them things before. I'm thinking, ooh, this is sounding crazy.
I want to get on board with that.
So then I'm starting to get excited. I'm going to Nick, my agent. I'm like, you think this is legit? Like, is this real? Obviously, there's things that obviously I can't say now, but he's told me a lot. And I'm thinking, is this, because again, at that stage, I was in a predicament where, do I want to be a part of a project or do I want to be in an established place? And something was just telling me the risk factor of being in a project is something I like. It was a weird feeling. It was like, I'm getting really excited about this, because sometimes in some established clubs, they can't change because that's just the way they are, and there's people that just won't change, and even when they should change. But when you're in a project, there's going to be a whole lot of change, and if you are a certain character, you can almost be the forefront of that change. You can, if you do what you need to do on the pitch, you can have a say in certain things. Again, excitement in my head. I'm starting to think, oof, this is something. And then I just remember saying to my agent, I'm going. Again, I have family in Birmingham, Dudley Way. So it's like, again, I'm thinking, this is just piecing up together. Like, this makes sense. And I just said, this is it. I'm going. I remember I still have a photo of myself where, like, I was about to leave my house in Manchester. And, like, you can see my face, I'm a bit nervous. Like, I'm thinking, this is it now. Because once I sign that contract, I can't go back to Carrington. Even though everyone knows me there, it's like,
And that's the first time?
That's the first time that's ever been a case where it's like, I can't go back to Carrington. When I go to the little booth, they'll look at me and say, Eve, yeah, you can't come in.
Sign in here, that's all right.
It's a bit like...
But was it also exciting because I imagine it's quite rare in football to go from, like, you've had 10 plus years at Man United, but then you, with what you've just been told, you're almost planning the next, like, 4 to 5 years at another club as well.
Yeah, it just really... I didn't know how to think of it, but it was a risk that I was willing to take, because it was like, I did believe in myself as well. I was thinking, I do believe I could probably help with this. I believe that the performance I can put in, the character I have can get things going in a certain way.
Mm-hmm. So you've been told all of that, and then the first season happens. What are you thinking at the sort of end of that? Because it was up and down.
A lot, yeah.
Just for various different reasons. Obviously starting with John Eustace, Wayne's come in, he remembers you, good and bad. But then obviously everything with Tony. How do you look back on that season now?
It was needed.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, but it was needed. It flushed out a lot of things. It made people realise a lot of things. It made me realise a lot of things. Because again, I'm still in the boat of everything's pretty, football's great, I just play football, life is wonderful. At the end of that season, I was in a way. Like, I've just signed here, and there was a bit of onus on me to make sure we stay here where we are so we can build, and et cetera, et cetera. The year that we were supposed to, well, we did have, but before that is like the year that we were supposed to have, and what we were going to have was going to be a year of work. And it doesn't matter about the talent you have to be able to turn up every day and work. And as the first year, I've actually probably felt that, where it's just like, we had 60 games that season, I think. We were in more or less every day. That's the way the gaffer likes to train. So it's like, we have to do it.
So what was the first couple of days when the gaffer and the rest of the coaching staff come in? How was that?
He set the tone. He very much set the tone. I remember we all walked to the meeting room, and like, we're not disrespectful or anything, but we walked in the meeting room, we sat down, and the gaffers walked in, stormed in. Anyone that has your phone on you, out now. Okay. Couple lads going out, taking their phone out. Because usually, like, not that it would go off, but it's just the standards that he was setting from early doors. He said, this is the way we're going to play. This is who I am as a person. This is what I expect from you. These are the standards. There's a fine system in place, but the fine isn't because of the money. It's because of the standards that we have to uphold in this long, grueling season. I don't care about the money. You can do whatever you want with the money. You can even have it back. But you need to understand that this is the standard. I'm there like, I've heard this before. Okay, I like what I'm hearing. Going to the trading pitch. We started off with some horseshoe run, which is pretty hard. But I realised now he was trying. The reason why we run for him is not just fitness. I think for him, for the gaffer, for the gaffer, I truly believe he believes, same way a few managers that I've worked with, they believe that you're going to get your fitness from games. So you have to play football because it's different running and football. It's just different. But he runs you because he wants to see what type of character you are.
Every day's a test.
Every day
Mental
is a test.
test.
And again, I started to realise this. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm with it. And luckily enough, I have a somewhat mentality where it's just like, I'm going to get through it type of thing. So we're doing this horseshoe run. A couple of people are falling out. I'm seeing him highlighting it in his head. Like, you can see his brain work. Is that? But obviously, whilst I'm running, I'm just looking at my, I'm looking at the guy, I'm like, oh my gosh, I better keep running. I better keep going. Early doors, he set standards and he set things in place. A bit strong, but he had to do it because he needs to show his authority. He needs to show what this team's going to be. Obviously, during the season, he eases off a little bit, as is to be expected, but you guys already know the intensity he shows.
You have to get that structure in place, though, right? So he's got the ground rules at the very beginning. We have to get promoted out of this division. So, yeah, he might have gone a little bit easier, but I bet he doesn't have to do so much either because everybody's bought into the plan.
It got easier. So it got easier, not more because of like he's easy. It's probably because we already understood, like he was saying, we kind of already understood. So it's like, you know what he's like on the sideline. You know how intense you can probably from looking at that, you probably know how intense he is when training is really going. So it's like, it was a lot for me because, again, my role also changed to you're just running forever. You're sprinting forever. And obviously I wasn't used to that. I was used to picking my moments. I'm an explosive player, so that's naturally how I do things anyways. It's like you walk and then, bow, you're somehow in behind. It's like, everyone's like, what just happened? With this new style of play that he brought in, it was like, you start the build-up, get on the high line, make a run in behind, don't get the ball, come back, make another run, come to feet, pop off, and it was just a lot. And I was like, damn, this is football. Like I was thinking, this is another level. But then I do believe what he was also trying to make us is realise that the first thing you're going to do if you're in my team is run.
I watched the post-match you did against QPR and you sort of touched on how tough the injury was, and we can sort of maybe get into that if you want. But the playing in that game for QPR, you look like we were sat next to you. Let me sit next to you. Thank you for that. But you could just feel the energy that you brought straight away. We could hear you. You're so loud and infectious. And then coming off to get that reception as well. What did that mean to you?
We don't want to make you cry.
Yeah.
If you could, the context.
Yeah. First of all, the injury itself was nothing I've really ever had to experience. It's a weird thing not being able to do anything. I've very much been a person that's always been able to do something, like for my family, just in general. I like doing things for people. I like helping. And when you can't do anything, so it's a weird. Not a lot of people understand that, but it's just like you actually can't do anything, and you just have to wait. And it's just like, okay. And then a day goes by, a week goes by, but you're getting nearer, but it's not near enough. And then you get into the gym. It's like, yes, we're in the gym. But then it's like, no, we're in the gym. So then if you want, again, I'm a strong lad. So it's like, if you want to get to a certain point you were at, it takes a lot. Like, again, with surgery, you start from scratch. That's basically what surgery is really. If you start from scratch, they've put whatever they need to put in you, etc. They've made it so secure, which is a blessing, and I'm so grateful. But then now you have no muscle, basically. So it's like, and again, I'm a strong lad, and to get to that, to get to what it was on this side, to this, it's a lot of pain, it's a lot of uncomfortability. There's a lot of exercises where you're vulnerable, and you do feel like, I'm on edge here, but you have to go on edge. And most days you are on edge, and it's a weird feeling, because not to put out, it's just like you feel like, oh my gosh, if I keep doing this, something could happen. And again, this mental fight you have as well. It is a lot. Watching the lads play and knowing that you could make a difference is very, very tough for me. Again, I've always been a person that cares for other people, and like what other people's outcomes are. And if I know I can make a difference, I truly always want to make a difference, whether that's in the community, whether that's with my family. I always believe I can make a difference. And knowing that I can't make that difference, that is tough.
That is the hardest part of being a footballer, isn't it? When you can't play football.
That
difficult when you're out of the team because the manager's not picking you. But when you're in the treatment room, dealing with that for the first time you've been out this length of time in your career. And then to come back to it, but good timing with 8 games left. Ideally another 3, but we don't know that. Good stage for Ethan to come back fully fit, go into the edge. So what's your plans for the rest of this season, however long it lasts?
Yeah, I mean, I believe I'm coming in with a new player type of energy, which is, I think, helpful for the lads who have been slugging the rest of the season. So now that I'm here, it's just, I have to, I always will, but I have to give 100%. I have to give everything I can give. It is 8 cup finals. It's a very common term to say, but it's true. It is 8 cup finals, and we have to give everything we can give. And as long as I'm on the pitch, as long as I can make a difference, I will make a difference. That's always been my. I almost owe it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of time that I've missed, so I owe it to just bring as much energy as I can, do as much as I can, because we have a special team, we have a special club, and I truly believe we can do things, and I'm sure we will.
Just finally, then, I think, like, speak just for myself as well. Just for, I think you really, like, I think the first time I met you, it was only sort of 6-7 months you'd been here, but you'd encapsulated the club then, and I think you gone on to do that, like you said, in the community, with pitch side and hearing what you do and everything with that. Just from a fan base, I think you really get it as well. From that initial call that you had with Craig to say that you were coming to Birmingham, we sit here now. Is it lived up to expectation and more, and knowing what's going to come as well? Ups
and downs, all of it, it all is worth it, man, because it's only going to go up now, so happy days.
Keep right on.
Keep right on.
Well, we'll try and bring you out your shell. Obviously, you're a shy lad. You're a really shy lad, and we've had to drag conversation out.
Thank you, guys. I don't know what to do about it.
Brilliant.
Cheers, lads.
Smash that. Right, it's time to have a look at the highlights from this weekend. Of course, we were playing Sheffield United. It was 1-1. Let's take a look at the best bits.
And Iwata leaving blade shirts in his wake. And Dux lets it run for Ibrahim Osman. Gets some space. And is denied. I was just the woodwork early on in the game. Osman combining with Marvin Dux, looking to waltz his way into a striking position. Will tee up Marvin Dux, and the frame of the goal is struck again. This time by Marvin Dux. Roberts looking to tease his way onto his right foot. Cross deflected. Iwata will swing it in. Blues edging closer and closer to an opener.
Back to front a little bit quicker, but I'm certain they're a little bit more composure in the possession of the ball.
Ethan Laird showing that now as he escapes Sariki down the left-hand side. Flicks it in field to Osman, who tees up Dux, and Dux can't find the power to beat Davies.
Yeah, he scuffed his left foot finish. He's took his eye off it, and he's probably caught his studs more than the instep. And you're looking at it, the goalkeeper has lined his wall up, so the wall's covering the right side of the goal. Very difficult for a right footer to whip it away from the goalkeeper with this angle.
So Femi Sariki sent off for Sheffield United, and Dux provides the full punishment in sensational fashion. It's another magic moment from Marvin. Against Beadle. A chance for Beadle to be the hero. Peck to level things right back up for Sheffield United. Beadle saves it, and it's squared behind. Heroics from Christoph Klar on the follow-up, and you'd feel that justice has been served.
So you definitely don't want to put yourselves in that position.
They've got a set piece just over halfway, Sheffield United. Peck's driven it into the penalty area. Tanganga's header, Bamford, brilliant save by James Beadle. Point blank to deny Patrick Bamford a certain goal.
Beadle's having one of those games now, isn't he? It's a terrible header, you have to say, from Bamford. He's got the whole goal to aim at.
Laird chopping in field, just a white wall in front of him. Solly sprayed across this near side for Iwata. This is Roberts. Burrows backing off. Roberts pulls it back. There's Marvin Dux. This time he's denied by Adam Davis.
Jay Stansfield disappointed with one chance that he's had.
Bamford looking to peel away over the top, and he's plucked out of the sky. Beadle's committed himself. Bamford's round him. But for now, Paik or Roberts has Clara, Dux, Panzo, Solis to aim for. In a really encouraging position. It's going to be Paik who's going to whip it in with pace towards that near post, and it's off the woodwork again.
Tom, how do you rate the performance?
Yeah, it was a difficult afternoon. A 10-minute period, the strangest game of football I've seen, with the red card, wonderful free kick, and then conceding a penalty in really strange circumstances. Difficult watch at times, but you have to say they defended really well with 10 men. Probably got a little bit harder to play against with 10 men, the way that they packed the middle of the pitch. So difficult afternoon, not the result we wanted certainly, but spells of brilliance and then frustration.
Not the result we wanted. For a simpleton like me, you've played against 10 men, I imagine, before. What is it like? You hear it becomes harder, but what's it actually like as a player?
It's just harder to break them down. They packed the pitch really well. I mean, they went to a solid 5 at the back late on in the game to keep their point. Although it's almost their promotion push is over with a point, they had to win the game. So yeah, they brought fresh legs on late onto stretches, but it was always going to be counter-attack. And you know, when they pack the edge of the 18-yard box, it's about limited chances, and when they come you have to take them, and we just didn't do that.
The Duck's got many parts to his game. We found another one, free kick. What did you make of it?
Well, it's a fabulous free kick, I have to say. I mean, I'm sure Sheffield supporters will think the goalkeeper could have done better, but it goes in the net, and then we've seen it twice more. Hits the post, hits the bar, and I think you almost know as well when the team leave one player over the ball, they trust him, and it was a surprise for a lot of us in the stadium. So yeah, the first goal's fabulous, unbelievable technique, and then 2 almost identical free kicks, and you hit the post and the bar, and then a tame one at the end, but it certainly looks like we've got a specialist on our hands.
Derby next. We know who manages them. We know him very well. We know sort of how he likes to play, how they like to set up. They're in a good bit of form themselves. For us, we are at that sort of crucial stage where we have to win these games, especially going into that international break. Does that make it even a bit more crucial just because of the timing of the game as well?
Yeah, I think, you know, the negativity surrounding the Sheffield result, then you see Wrexham lose, it almost gives you another opportunity to get back in the mix. So hugely important, big game, not far to go, sold out allocation, really good opportunity to say, well, we're on the edge of this and we're ready if you continue to slip up. So it is almost a must-win game.
Well, there's a chance we will believe. Obviously, we've talked a little bit about your run in 2001. With those parallels there, where we're getting to, do you just feel that like you said, it is a must-win?
It is a must-win because invariably you always see one team that's in the playoff spot slip up.
Yeah.
Now, yes, we're only really looking at Wrexham right now, but with Easter coming up and after the international break, you've got 6 points available in a weekend.
Yeah. So
it's just vital that, I've said it before, you have to put yourself in a position for the teams that slip up for you to take advantage of that, because there's nothing more frustrating than thinking if we'd only won just one more game.
Now, we can't go through this whole show without mentioning St Patrick's Day. That was this week. Me and Tommy enjoyed it. Tommy a bit too much. But let's have a look back at some of our famous Irish players that have worn the blue shirt.
I think because of the links with Ireland, the Irish quarter with Digbeth, being in East Birmingham, we're in East Birmingham, I suppose there's always been a core of fans who want the Irish players to do well. But we've had some really good Irish players over the years.
Sternjohn, now back with Johnson! What a goal!
Rahi up in support! 2 goals!
Morrison! It's the classic Birmingham goal!
Stephen Carr. Stephen Carr came in 2009, stayed till 2012. The thing about Stephen's career that people forget is that he'd retired in 2008. He'd left Newcastle, hadn't played for nearly a year, and we took him on loan. And I think a lot of people thought he's going to be so unfit. He played his first game and played the full 90 minutes. Within a matter of weeks, he was playing every game, all of every game. He was also a member of the team that we call the Unbeatables. Now, the Unbeatables went 15 games, 12 of which were Premiership games, unbeaten, and Stephen was a massive, massive part of that. But I think the thing that most fans will remember about Stephen is at Villa Park. Villa were awarded a penalty in the last 2 or 3 minutes, which was not a penalty. And I don't think Stephen agreed with the referee's decision. So when he walked off, he was getting some abuse from the Villa fans. So Stephen just waved to them. This was misinterpreted, and he got a 1-match ban. Satch, I mean, what he wasn't misinterpreted, he gave him 2 fingers, but is that... We're okay with that? Jackie Brown was Blues' first Irish international. He was also the first player to wear the number 7 shirt in 1939. And as he scored in the game where he wore it, he was the first player to score a goal, wearing number 7. He played 35 times for Ireland, and the strange thing about his Irish career was that during the period he played, both Northern Ireland and the Republic felt that they ran the national team. And he played for both. Jim Hagan joined Blues in 1982, stayed till 1987, was a really sturdy, popular, hard man fullback. Don't think he ever scored a goal. When he left Blues in 1987, he went to Spain, played for Celta Vigo. Now, Celta Vigo had been in the 2nd division in Spain and had been promoted when Jim went. So after Jim's first season playing for Celta Vigo, he was actually voted the best non-Spanish player in La Liga. Now this also included people like Gary Lineker, but Jim Hagan was the man who was voted the non-Spanish player of the year.
The first one was Liam Daesh. He reminds me of Clara. He'd walk through a brick wall. Like he's one of them players. Like he's big, tough, no nonsense, kick you, get you out the way type of player. Like, and he was brilliant for us. There was no airs or graces with him. He just was like there's an Irish player called Kevin Caban, and he was like a 7 out of 10 every match. He was never brilliant. He was never or rubbish, and he was always a 7 out of 10 like player. Like, you know, always gave it. Like, you know.
Johnson ignoring that option. Instead it's Stern John. Now back with Johnson. What a goal!
Damien Johnson signed for Blues in 2002, left in 2010, joined from Blackburn for £50,000. I think Steve Bruce said it was the best £50,000 anybody had ever spent. The 2 major things about his career for me were we played away to West Bromwich Albion and he got a broken jaw in 2 places, but he carried on and played the whole game. And in the return game, he scored maybe the best goal of his whole career. And I think the thing we often forget is the 2009 promotion team was a really good, hard-working team. Damien was maybe the best player in that team. He was voted Player of the Year. I think he was voted Players Player of the Year. Just a hard-working player.
I spent an evening in Ireland with Damien. I got wind that the club were over with Kenny. Kenny Cunningham brought them all over, and we went into the pub, and there was sitting Marcus Painter had made his debut the day before, and he's an Irish. He played for the Ireland under-21s, and I gave him a jersey from our club. Said, "Congratulations, there you go." And David Dunn says, "What are you doing here?" I says, "Oh, I just come to say hello to you." And he goes, "Oh, we have a room upstairs." And he brought us up. I was drinking with the lads all night, but I sat with Damien Johnson all night. But Damien was one of them players. He cost nothing, and he, like Brucey said, he's one of the best boys he's ever had, and he always give this all, like, you know.
Able to lay it back into the middle. It's the opening goal for Birmingham City, and it's Keith Fahey who's got it.
We signed Keith Fahey in 2009 from St Patrick's Athletic. He'd been around the Irish leagues, he'd been a young player at Arsenal, and he hadn't made it, so he came here, and first 4 or 5 games I thought he's a decent midfield player. And then we were playing Nottingham Forest, and he just lobbed the ball in from the touchline almost, and it was a goal. It went straight in. And I think we're just absolutely stunned that he scored this amazing goal. Well, this then went on. Later on that same season, we played away at Reading. Final game of the season, we had to win to be certain of going up. We won 2-1. The first goal was Kevin Phillips, and it was a goal from Keith Fahey's pass that got him in, and Keith himself scored the second goal. He played in the Premiership for a couple of seasons, had a lot of injuries, and then I think for personal reasons went back to Ireland. But he had 3 or 4 years where he really was an unsung hero of the Blues team.
There's a big community here, like especially Small Heath. Back in the day, Small Heath was a big Irish, and then you have Digbeth down there. I love this city for what the Irish have done for it as well. Like you do get a lot of negative things about the Irish because of what's happened over the years here. But like, you know, the real Irish people are lovely people here, and you know, you don't get any better. But the Guinness is terrible.
We've had some great Irish players down here, and they always seem to love the Blues for some reason and come back. A lot of them have always put a shift in. I don't know what that is, but a lot of them have. I mean, Gleeson wasn't the greatest player, but he always put a shift in sort of thing, and you know, we've done well with the Irish.
I think to say there have been at least 50 internationals since 1935, and we can reel off names: Gary Breen, John McCarthy, players we haven't even mentioned today that were just really part of the culture of the club. If we're going to stereotype them, I think a lot of them were really hard-working, hard professionals, very committed, always gave of their best.
Savage is going to hit one. It rattles the post, and the rebound is headed in. By Husky to Morrison, and Sorensen has lost it. And what a start! Johnson got the shot on target, and Nigel Martin.
He was a miserable who never smiled, but I mean, I can't really put that in it. But I realise you're recording still.
Tom, lots of Irish players for our wonderful club. You must have played with a few of them as well.
Played with a few on that list, yeah. Damien Johnson, Kenny Cunningham. Kenny, the wealthiest man ever to drive a Ford Mondeo. Clinton Morrison as well at my time at the club. Jonty was always my favourite though. You knew you were safe. The silent assassin, nobody messed with him around.
If me and you don't have to invite me actually, it's up to you. If it was me and you and one of those Irish players to sit down with a Guinness, now we've got our fantastic new partnership which we will be enjoying responsibly, who would you most like to sit down for with a pint?
Definitely Jonty, because I know if it kicks off in the pub, Jonty will look after us.
Is that Damien Johnson?
Yes.
Tom, lovely bit of nostalgia there, but let's look towards the future. We were down at the KPC very recently to see some of our academy players look towards their future and take a step into the world of coaching.
My hands are freezing, man.
Yeah, you should have always lost.
I know.
Now, you lads have shown me in the last 2 sessions that you've coached that you're very good, you're very vibrant, you're very sort of upbeat and into things, okay, so be like that again today.
So these boys here that have been working, they're working towards the UEFA C, which involves some theory work and some practical coaching like they've done today with the academy lads. And essentially that's the course, yeah, the theory and the practical combined.
Instead of having taking it into a game, you could just have 2 or 3 different shooting exercises, yeah? So what's your first one? Square, you play into me now, okay? I then just slide round the corner to you and you're into me.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Jacob.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Monica.
Nice to meet you. What's your name? Yeah, you're going to play it in.
You can either go outside, push the technique to the foot. You can either go that side, finish on your left, or inside.
And some key points as well when you're going up to strike the ball, make sure the ball's like not too far in front of you or not too far underneath your feet, all right?
Turn, shot.
Finish, great finish. Get your eyes up before you finish, before you get, yes. Today we'll just focus on shooting with I think it was under 11s and 12s, focusing on like things like just the basics, like getting your head up and finishing into the corners and stuff like that. They watch over you, like coaching and stuff, so you basically get put into a group of 4, and then every week we do a rotation of passing, 1v1, dribbling and shooting. Yeah, and then it basically is like they just come to watch and see if you're doing it right and if you'll pass the course. No, we need to add one more variation. We need to add one more variation. I want to fast the peel off, yeah? I want to see how fast you can peel off. I want to see you using your weak foot, yeah?
That's what I was doing.
Was you?
Yeah.
These boys have been very good. Now we work either with first years or second years. These are first year boys, and when you sort of consider that they're not that long out of school really, they've shown a real good level of maturity. They've applied themselves very, very well, and pleasingly you can see that they've actually improved their coaching over the course of the course that we've been delivering.
In a game when you receive the ball and you want to finish, you don't want the ball too wide from you, do you? Because then it's a hard angle, innit? So you want to make it so it's more in your path, if you get what I mean, instead of out there so you're having to like get around it, yeah? Strike you. I need more intent on that peel off, yes.
Last one.
Yeah, and then a good one. Yes. Sometimes it can be like hard and stuff because like they're so young and like they're not matured and stuff like that, but you have to bear with them and stuff, and it is quite fun, to be fair. What a finish. Yes, keeper. What were some of the key points that we gave you guys in the shooting?
Keep the ball close to you when you're shooting.
Yeah.
Get your head over the ball.
Yeah.
Don't go too far away like when you're shooting.
All right, that was really good. I think that was a really good session, good quality and everything. So just want to thank you guys for this as well.
I think what this qualification does for the young lads, it gives them an opportunity to just get a flavour for coaching, to see what it's all about, because usually most of the lads haven't done any coaching before because obviously quite naturally they're focusing on playing football. One day, even if it's after a glittering career or if it's, in the next 4 or 5 years, if you do unfortunately drop out the game, coaching might be for you. So yeah, hopefully one day we might see one of them on the sidelines somewhere, yeah.
A bright future there, a bright future for you. For the first time ever, me and you are doing Blues News. Right, it's competition time now, and you've got your chance to win a very special prize courtesy of the club. We're offering a very special prize to one supporter and 5 of their friends. It's a VIP behind the scenes tour here at Epic. 6 tickets to watch Blues versus Blackburn on the 3rd of April and premium club seating in Club 111, and that's by Sports Illustrated Tickets. For more information, go to the website and click the link.
And Will, details have been announced for the Adobe Women's FA Cup quarter-final. Birmingham City women will face Manchester City at St Andrews at Knighthead Park. 6th of April, kick-off 5 o'clock. Get yourself down there.
Get yourself down there, make some noise. Also, my favourite topic, Tom, it's not you, it's the club shop. The club have got 50% off on all training wear at the moment, so get yourself down there, get a couple of garments, and you'll look like one of the team. Do you think I could pull it off?
Did it do extra long?
I'll have to ask. I'll put some inquiries in. Hopefully they will do, because I could be the new Nikola Zigic. Speaking of new, we've got a debut segment today. It's time to go to the corner for some social media. It's Admin's Corner.
Well, thanks guys. I'm going to run you through some of the funniest and best things I've seen on socials this week. First up, a funky reel format from Miami Heat basketball. A really quirky post, something very different to the standard reels. A super smart way of showing off new content and giving viewers a choice of what content they want to consume. At the start of the week, we saw this mental situation arise, something that's not been seen before during the Chelsea versus Newcastle game, that huddle. And you know what I'm talking about. Very good use of the sound from Newcastle, and to be fair, pretty funny.
Funny. Yes, but not funny, haha. Funny, weird.
Now, this one is edgy. Following QPR's victory over Leicester, it's safe to say the R's didn't hold back with this one. This did numbers, which is always a big win for the club, but I'm almost 100% sure Leicester has something to say about this.
You going down? You going down? You going down? No, seriously, last time. You're going down.
What signs have you seen?
I've seen signs.
What signs?
Encouraging signs. Are you going down?
And the fans have had to accept
You're going down.
And we're going to round things up by ending with the Champions League with Bayern Leverkusen AI image. There's been loads of chat recently of Arsenal's goals and how they're scored. Leverkusen dropped this banger, which not only performed unbelievably well, being seen over 6 million times but also a good example of how AI can help on the pitch, but off it as well. That's it from Admin's Corner this week. Back to the studio.
Right, that's all we've got time for this week on Blue Rising. Just me and you this week, mate. Have you enjoyed it?
It's been a little bit different, hasn't it? It's been all right. I was sceptical, but I've enjoyed it well.
Is that because you were going to be left alone, just me and you in this pod? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
I wasn't sure how it'd go, but I think it's been all right.
Well, I had a shower and I didn't stink, so that's the main one, isn't it? Okay, question mark still on that. Massive thanks to our special guest this week, Ethan Laird. What a great chat that was. Special thanks to you, Tom. Let's get on to Derby. 3 points. Keep right on.